Hello guys, I'm happy that you are sitting here with me and that today we can share your experiences from your country and from your study there. So I will start with Morgane, and Morgane, you study in France, right?
Yeah.
And could you tell me where you have been studying and how you would describe your university, if it's like a small one like ours or the opposite?
I study in Chambéry. It's like bigger than here. Like it's a big campus. Like you can find a lot of things like sport place, place to do sports. A lot of different basement for a lot of different type of studies. And it's quite big, like behind two mountains and like with a big lake around. So
Okay,
it's
nice.
a big place.
Nice. So, and what you are studying there?
I'm studying everything who come with company, like marketing, management, communication, law, business, finance, everything.
Okay, nice. Thank you, Morgane. And what about you, Maksim? I know that you study in Baltics, in Lithuania.
Lithuania, right?
Yeah, correct. And I think that this country becomes more and more popular. So can you introduce your city where you are studying and what you are studying there?
So I'm studying the international business. I do agree with you that Baltics are now becoming very much popular and more, especially with students. And I see that on students on exchange who come from different countries. Again, France, we had students, even like students from Africa, France, Germany, Italy. So we have quite an international group where I'm studying, particularly international business. So Kaunas is the second biggest city in Lithuania. So of course, maybe the business life, the startup life is much more lively in Vilnius, in its capital. But Kaunas is actually a business hub for the whole Baltics. It's like a bridge between Germany, Poland, these industries, big industries, and the Baltics there, and Belarus as well. So it serves as a hub. That is why one of the biggest companies, warehouses are concentrated there. It's on the airport. That's why, for example, we had a meeting at our classroom with actually a founder of a Lithuanian company, which is a logistics company, which is one of the biggest in the world, and it stays in Kaunas. It operates like globally, but it stays in Kaunas, and they say that actually it's one of the best places for trade, for goods movement, so this stuff. So I would say that studying Kaunas, particularly in the area of business, is preferable.
Okay, thank you, Maksim. And Baran, what about you? Turkey is, I think, still quite exotic country for us, for the Czech people.
Yes.
So where do you study there?
Okay, I study at Kocaeli. Kocaeli is close to Istanbul. Istanbul is metropole city of Turkey, so it's a very good thing.
And what about university in there?
Actually, Kocaeli University in the mountains, so it's far from the centrum, but it's very good.
And are there also many international students?
Yeah, there are so many African and Russian, Ukraine. There are so many foreign people.
Okay. And Christos, you literally study in a seaside destination where many tourists come every year. So could you tell me where is your university located and what does it specialize in?
Yeah, of course. So I study in Crete. It's the southern island of Greece. My university is located right outside in the city of Rethymno, and it's more focused on the social studies. There is the Department of Economics, which is where I study, the Department of Political Science, Sociology, Psychology, and there is also philosophy and pedagogics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So let's start with maybe a little bit more exciting topic, which is tourism and what our students or everyone can see there. So what about you, Morgane? France is one of the most visited countries, as we know, but your university is located in the east part of country, so it's not so famous as, for example, Nice, Marseille, and the others. So what can we find there?
A lot of mountain. So in the winter you can do a lot of ski, snowboarding.
Okay.
There is a lot of station. And just at 5 minutes by car you can find a really big lake where you can swim, take a boat and go. It's just like really nice place
Okay.
too.
And are there any big cities close to this university?
Yeah, there is Lyon. It's like really big.
And how
like-
far is it?
1 hour and a half by
Okay.
bus or car. Or just there is like Chambéry, who's like a little bit bigger than Caravana, but just like really concentrated. And one who is like Grenoble at like
Grenoble, yeah.
30 minutes. It's like between Lyon and Chambéry. It's quite big and it's quite cool.
Okay, and I have just one more question. Like, for example, what about the weather in winter and summertime?
It's really hot in summer and like in winter there is a lot of snow because of the mountain. It's kind of cold, but it's okay.
So there are a lot of possibilities to ski there.
Yeah, a lot.
Okay, thank you.
And really close.
Thank you. And Maksim, what about Kaunas? Like, as I heard, Kaunas is a big city. It's the second biggest one.
Yes.
So, and you also meant that it's a business city or something like that?
Yeah, we definitely can say so. So in terms of tourism, right? Well, it's true to say that maybe the majority of all tourists, they go to Vilnius. But as I lived in Vilnius for many years, I know that basically a lot of tourists, if they stay for a couple of days, they also visit Kaunas as well. But the main touristic route is, from Vilnius to Riga to Tallinn, and a lot of Lithuanians, they can joke around that that if you meet tourists in Vilnius, they would say that we like Riga very much, because they just they mix up the cities on the trip. But many visit Kaunas, and Kaunas is very beautiful. It's different because Vilnius has been had been the capital for both Belarus and Lithuania for many centuries, and it's a Baroque city. Whereas Kaunas is the city of modernism. It's been it also was a capital, I guess, from 1920 till maybe 1950s or 1940 something. So and it was the time when it was building out as the capital. That's why you can see it. So it's wonderful for strolling. There is the historical heritage is very well preserved across all Lithuania. So it's restored. So there is a lot of really wonderfully preserved streets to walk, and I would just say that maybe if you're habituated to pubs and bars, then you better go to Vilnius. There is a whole dedicated street to this. You may spend the whole night, but Kaunas is still a very beautiful city.
Okay, thank you. And Baran, so you live close to Istanbul, which is divided to European and Asian side. So what's your most favorite place in this city where the population is even bigger than in all the Czech Republic actually?
Okay.
So
in Kocaeli or Istanbul?
you can tell both.
Okay, actually there is no good place in the Kocaeli, but in Istanbul is very, very okay. There are so many places in the Istanbul, and one of them is Dolmabahce Palace. Is very, very popular for tourist people. So, and Kocaeli is close to Istanbul, and you can go by the public transportation. It takes just 1 hour. It's a very good thing for that.
Yeah, I think so.
And that's all.
And do you like Istanbul?
Yes, but actually I went to just twice,
Okay.
and it was very good. But okay, that's I don't like so many people.
Okay.
So, but Istanbul is touristic place, and there are so many culture. So it's very good city, I think.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And Christos, which places should we visit if we want to experience a true culture of Crete?
So the true culture of Crete is located on the village side. In the south there is like a lot of beaches, you can go and have a swim and all that. But if you want to see culture, you have to go to the villages in the mountains.
Ah.
Yeah, there people will treat you. They treat all people, and it's the best place to try the local cuisine and to see how the true life of Crete is.
And do you think that people in Crete are very generous? And
Yeah, they're actually a lot of giving. They will take you to their house, they will give you food, they will give you alcohol, they will treat you, they spend the night with you, they have fun with you. They're very open to foreign people.
okay, thanks. So, and one more maybe practical question right now, and it's about accommodation. So, Morgane, do you think that it's easy to find accommodation at your city of university? And how much does it cost?
I think it can be easy. Like your body can help you if there is a problem or what. But like it can cost. It depends on if you are in dormitory or if you take a flat for a private person. Like for dormitory, it can be like 200, 300 euros, and it can be more if it's not a dormitory. Like it's depend of the place of the city and the type of accommodation you take. Like it can be around 200 or 300 of euros.
Okay, and is it hard to get accommodation in the dormitory for foreign students?
I don't really know, but I think it can be easy because foreign students are helped by the university, so I think it can be easy to find place in dormitory.
Okay, and Maksim, is it difficult to find accommodation for a good price in Kaunas? And do you think it's better to live in a rented flat or to be in the dormitory?
Well, only today I rent out my dormitory room for half the price at the discount, at a big discount. So just call me +370 I'm joking. Well, I mean, the dormitory at my university costs me like 110 euros. I know that those guys that are coming together, maybe in a two-room flat, I don't know, but their overall cost a month, I guess, something like 150 euros. So it's a little bit cheaper, to have. But again, you're in the dormitory, you're living together with some other guy, right? So. You need to make a trade-off, so it's a little bit cheaper to have a dormitory rather than an apartment. But sometimes it's just a little bit easier because when you come to the university, everything is provided. So all for foreign students provided with a room. There's no lack of rooms in the dormitory. So it's just easier than to seek by yourself accommodation in the city where you don't understand language or. So this is the situation.
Okay. And Baran, what do you think? What's better option in Kocaeli, to rent a room in a flat or to stay in dormitory? And I also heard that somewhere in Turkey, There are dormitories separated for girls and for boys. Is it also the same case in Kocaeli?
Yeah, everywhere. It's
Okay.
same. Because of that culture and religion,
Okay.
it is. And I also other questions. I prefer to rent a flat because I don't like it. I don't like to stay with someone. I like staying alone. So I prefer rent a flat. But a dormitory is very cheap if you don't want to spend a lot of money for the flat. You can stay in the dormitory. So.
And could you tell us what is the price?
Flat or dormitory?
Both, if you know. Or
okay, for flat, 100 euros.
For flat?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
If you stay in the public dormitory, it's like just 50 euros.
Okay.
Yeah, just 50 euros or 35 euros.
Okay, it's nice, positive information. Thank you.
Okay.
And what about you, Christos? What are the options of accommodation for students there in your city?
I would say in my university there is like 8,000 students. Out of those, only 200 to 250 of those get accommodations. And in order to get accommodation, you need to have like some social criteria, like not have a lot of money or having brothers studying on other place or some medical problems. So for students, we have to find a flat rent for our own. Yeah.
So most of foreign students who will come to Crete, they rent a flat. Right?
Yeah, they rent a flat, but the university will recommend them to go to some sort of flat that they will live together.
Okay.
That's an option.
In the mountains?
No, in the city. In the city, next to the beach, actually.
Okay, thank you. And what about cuisine? There exist many stereotypes about Czechia as well as about France. And a lot of people think that the Czechs eat just dumplings with fat bacon and with 1 hectoliter of beer. So my question for you is if French people adore also French legs and they drink a lot of red wine.
We can drink a lot of wine, that's true. But like for the frog leg, it really depends on people. Like personally, I don't like this. Like, yeah.
By the way, could you in the fridge now? There's no space now.
So yeah, not that much people like frog leg. Like more like parents or more adults. Like it depends on people. Like in my region, it's more like meal with a lot of cheese, like raclette, tartiflette. Yeah, like a lot of potato with a lot of melted cheese on it, which is really good.
Okay. And what is this food in front of you?
It's called nougat. So there is almond and a lot of sugar on it. Really a lot.
It must be really tasty.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And what about you, Maksim? Like, how is Baltic cuisine? I can't imagine. Like, is there also a lot of seafood or not at all? What I can imagine under the Baltic.
Well, Baltics has access to the sea, but I would say that the traditional cuisine is somehow, or just the current cuisine for the today's people is very much it tends towards seafood. I wouldn't say so. Like the traditionally food was fatty once, and I think that it may be somewhat similar to something that people have here in Czech, because one of the traditional dishes, for example, is called cepeline. This is basically potato starch, and basically that's it. It's just made of potato starch. But I know I myself I don't eat meat, so I cannot tell from my own experience. But from my parents' experience, they say that the Lithuanian cooks, they're very much professional. That they can then they may turn into a masterpiece this potato starch. So I think that the traditional restaurants and restaurants as a whole in Lithuania, they are very worth visiting, going there. So, but I would say that traditional food, if you would like to try it, would be fatty. It would be with a lot of meat. But you can find today maybe not traditional, but something very Lithuanian, but something that is modern as well.
Okay, thank you. And Baran, I have been many times in Turkey, and in my opinion, Turkish cuisine is really, really delicious. Maybe one of the most delicious cuisine for me. But a lot of people, they just know, for example, kebab or baklava. So could you tell us what's really typical for Turkish cuisine? Like what is based on, what you use a lot?
Good question. Actually, we always use meats.
And what kind of meat?
Oh, okay. I don't sheep meat. Yeah, it's very good.
Okay.
And actually, but it's that's problem. All foreign people just kebab is Turkish person. Kebab Turkish person or baklava. They always know Turkish is kebab. Turkish is just kebab. But we have a lot of things. For example, künefe is best sweet.
Yeah.
It's better than baklava, I think.
And what is künefe?
Künefe is okay. There is. How can I explain? I don't know really, but I will next time maybe.
Okay,
Sorry.
no problem.
And also, make some Turkish sweet.
Okay, so
It's a Turkish delight with pistachio. Probably all people know it. And this is weird sweet. It's a cotton candy. We call pişmaniye. And they are very good. I think you should try.
Okay, we will try later, I guess.
Okay.
And what's your most favorite one?
Sweet or milk?
Both.
Okay. For sweet, definitely, absolutely, it's künefe. Meal, kebab.
Kebab.
Or Iskender. It's very, very good.
What is it?
It's okay. There is a doner, but not like a doner. There is just meat, but with the sauce, with spicy, the tomato sauce and butter, oil.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's very good.
Okay, thank you. And what about Greek cuisine? Greece is a Mediterranean country as Turkey, so it means that the food is the same, or what's your opinion about it?
Well, food is actually similar. Greek cuisine is focused on lean proteins, so there is a lot of meat, but there is also a lot of seafood. There is octopus, calamari dishes, lots of barbecues for meats. We prefer to eat pork, sheep or lamb, something like that. And it's mostly that. Where we use a lot of olive oil to our cuisine. And yeah. That's
and for example, what about the prices of food? If you should compare, like prices in supermarket in Czech Republic and in Crete?
I would say supermarket prices in Czech are a little bit lower than in Greece, but it's a little bit of the same actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Christos. And right now, nightlife. So, Morgan, like you live in Savoy Alps, so I can imagine that what kind of entertainment is there? Are there a lot of party people, or what do you usually do in your free time?
Just go out, see some friends to party. Or just like go in the mountain for a walk, or just go to the lake, or just like go in the city with friends, or I don't know.
Okay, it's nice. It's quite similar as here, I guess. Yeah. Okay. And Maksim, what about you? What about nightlife and entertainment for students, or are there organized a lot of events for them, especially for foreign students who will come there?
Specifically for foreign students, I guess that maybe some occasional events that are organized for particularly foreign students, but I guess there is just the events for all the students.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I remember just in 2019 there was I don't know how to call it, but some kind of a jacuzzi and sauna party right in the front yard of the main building of the university. This kind of weather, I guess, at this season, maybe even in October as well. So I remember it was raining and people were going in and out of sauna, sitting in jacuzzi, the students, and a good sound system, with subwoofers. So that was kind of parties organized. In terms of the events, there is some life going on in terms of the startups and business in Kaunas, although maybe it's more lively in Vilnius and it's better to go there to attend more of events. But I know that a lot of students are absolutely free to attend events dedicated to startups, to investment, some meetups like that. Did you ask anything else in particular? No.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Because I thought that I had one idea, but it just slipped off my mind. That's why I just can't remember it off the top of my head.
And actually, I have one idea on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do students can do in general? Like, not partying, but if you want to do something in your free time.
First off, there are a lot of really good cafes, and there are interesting museums as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you just, not a party animal, so you may really have some intelligent, time being there. The cafes are really very good, some with very interesting atmospheres there and designs. Again, I'm walking by foot to the university from my dormitory, and I do this through a centuries old oak trees alley, actually a big park. So it's just very, very beautiful. Like you're going through a fairy tale, because they're that large oak trees. So there's a lot of things actually to do there. I think many will really find something for themselves. That's for sure, because this is a big city.
Okay, thank you. And Baran, so as you told us before, Kocaeli is not a big city.
Mm-hmm.
So what can students accept there? Like there are also some parties, or like they should expect that they will drink some typical Turkish tea or coffee, or what is the atmosphere like there?
Actually, Kocaeli is an industrial city, so you can find the party, but you can have a party in your home or your place. I don't know, but there is each month, every time. There is a concert, and you can go concert, and winter you can go to the mountain for the snowing parts.
Ski?
Skiing.
Yeah.
So you can do everything, but you know, it depends on you. If you have a good friends, you can have fun with friends and chilling with the tea or coffee.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay, thanks, Baran.
You're welcome.
And Christos, all of us know that summer in Crete is one big party. But how is it out of season?
So in Greece there is like the winter season and the summer season.
Yeah.
In the winter season, the 75% of businesses is closing actually. But those are mostly focused on tourists.
Okay.
Actually, the population where I live is like 40,000 people in the winter, and in summer it's like 300,000 people. So most of the business are focused on tourists. But in the winter there is a lot of, let's say, some kind of all-day cafe bar where people go in the morning for coffees and in the night for partying. And there is also many bars and clubs. So in the winter, the life keeps going on actually.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's less people.
Okay. Okay. So thank you guys. Thank you Morgane, Maksim, Baran and Christos for a nice conversation. And I hope that you will enjoy your Erasmus year in Karvina. We will enjoy together.
Yes.
And maybe once I will come also to visit you to your university city.
Okay. Looking forward.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for having us.